Hi, Alex. Good morning.
Doug.
You guys seem to go pretty pass heavy at the beginning of the game. I know that Gerard had said in the past that you guys wanted to be a run first team. What caused you guys to go so pass heavy to start the game?
Just thought it was a situation where we had run the ball well the last 2 weeks, and we're trying to take advantage of some of those run plays with the run actions and the play action, the bootleg off of that. I think we had 5 runs, 8 passes that were non-third down in the first half, and 4 of those were bootlegs and play actions, 6 of them, and screens off of the run game. So really just trying to marry the run game with the run actions. It didn't go the way we wanted to, and then by the time you get back out there, you're down a couple scores, and then you have to kind of abandon the run, unfortunately, at that point. But definitely, in hindsight, looking back, probably should have flipped that and run it more early to set it up later. But that's kind of you earned the right to run those actions when you're running the ball well, and it didn't go our way last night.
Thank you.
Mike Giardi, followed by Evan Lazar.
Morning, Alex.
Morning.
Do you feel like the struggles of the offensive line is limiting some of the things that you want to do offensively because of the constant pressure and breakdowns in pass pro?
It wasn't a great night. It's a good front, obviously, and we had we had some guys in for the first time, so it wasn't what we wanted. But I don't think it's a hindrance. I think we'll just continue to get better with the more experience we gain up front, especially from the young guys. It does change the course of the game as things are going in the plays that you feel like that you're comfortable to call in those situations, and you just have to adjust and adapt like that. But I don't think it's an issue that'll linger. I think we'll just continue to get better each week with them.
Thank you.
Evan Lazar, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to ask you, when we were talking to Jacoby after the game on Sunday, actually, he mentioned that he felt like there might be some tells for when you guys were going to run play action and, try to push the ball down the field. I was just curious if, you kind of saw that anything on film or, what you kind of take away from that.
Not that I'm aware of, but we always try to make it look the same. So the run should look like the play actions. The play actions should look like the runs. We try to do a good job of game planning that, so it all feels the same for the defense.
Got it. And on some of the bootleg plays, too, it seemed like they had like the overhang outside the tackle there on a few of those. Just, do you guys feel like you could have, is it like a scheme thing, like getting out of that play when you see that look? Like, how do you kind of avoid those immediate hits on Jacoby on those plays?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you keep. That's called keep with the slider. So you're anticipating that end is free. Obviously, you don't want him to come directly up the field like he did on the first play. Bad job by me of putting him in that situation. Great job by him of finding a completion there. More disappointing for me that I called another slide later in the game that resulted in a sack. That was definitely on me. That was a bad play call by myself, and then I'm guilty of that one for sure. But we'll do it a lot of different ways, and that's just one of the ways you can do it. Again, it should tie into your run game and what you're doing in the run game. But they beeline for the quarterback on the 2 keepers that we called. Second one, again, bad call by me. First one, great job by Jacoby.
Great. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Taylor Kyles.
Hey, Alex, hope all is well with you. Just hoping to get your evaluation of what you've seen for both of the quarterbacks, Jacoby through 3 games, and what you thought of the debut for Drake last night.
Drake, yeah, no, I think Jacoby's playing. He's playing well for this position. He's tough as heck. I mean, you saw what he stands in the pocket, and takes those hits, and he's a big, strong guy, and like to obviously take some of those off of him. But he's playing the way we need him to play. We didn't play our style of football last night, and I'll take responsibility for that. I thought we should have been more, like I said earlier, heavier with the run and lean on those guys up front. But again, he's playing the way we need him to play, taking care of the football. Hasn't put it in harm's way in 3 games, and that's a good start. There's things there we'd like to have back, sure, but I think he's playing football and he's leading this offense the way we want it done. For Drake, I thought it was a great experience for him to get in, especially in a night game in New York. I thought it was a great start for him. Definitely some things to clean up in his game, but made some throws, made some plays with his legs, and encouraged about his future as well.
Thank you.
Next question, Taylor Kyles, followed by Phil Perry.
Coach, thank you for your time. I was just wondering about getting some clarification on the unblocked pressure on your opening third down. I wasn't sure if it was a pre-snap issue or more of a post-snap issue with the protection call. Thank you.
Post-snap issue. There are rules that we set in versus different looks, and we had an error on the protection unit up front that allowed a free rusher to come. One of our pet peeves is not to have free rushers through the A's and B gaps. The closest gaps to the quarterback, and there was a free rusher in the B gap. Had we executed properly, we had a chance there for a first down. Just didn't get it done.
And should Mike and Wendy have pinched inside instead of going out to the tackle, or I'm sorry, the end? Is that what the issue was?
Yeah, I mean, it's a rule that we have versus that front, and we didn't execute it. I'm not going to actually point fingers at anybody, but we just have to be better in our communication and understanding of our protections versus certain structures of defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Phil Perry, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hey, Alex, I'm just curious how firmly you feel as though all the work you've done with Drake on his footwork has taken hold, and how did you think his footwork was when pressured last night?
Yeah, up and down. There were some things there to correct. And that's usually the case when you're out for live bullets, it can change your feet, revert back. But so we're still a work in progress there. But the strides he's made over the course of the spring and the summer camp and the games in the preseason, obviously he'll be able to do that, take it to the next level. But there's some stuff there we can clean up from the game. It's a great learning experience for him, and he'll get better because of it.
Thank you.
Chris Ryan, followed by Sophie Weller.
Yeah, just on the game plan you mentioned and kind of focusing a little bit more on the pass than the run to start the game. Was that as a result of what you're anticipating from them, or did you want to create more parity between the run and the pass, given the over 2-to-1 margin that you ran versus through the last game? What was kind of the rationale?
Again, we thought that we earned the right to be able to push the ball down the field. We're trying to find more explosives in our pass game, and that comes through the run and the run action. That was the thought process going in. Again, in hindsight, I'd probably run it a little bit more early. Again, we were 5 runs, 8 passes that were non-third down in the first half. So not a lot of opportunities. That's the biggest thing that stands out. We have to be able to convert on third down to move the chains and give us more chances to have those opportunities. When you have 19 plays in the first half, there's not a lot of opportunities. You put you in third down, you sort of put yourself in a 2-minute situation where we threw it twice. At the end of the half, the numbers just dwindle. So we got to find ways to get better on first and second down, whether it's through the run, whatever that is. We have to get better there, and we have to convert and stay on the field on third down, help our defense, and take more swings at the plate.
Sophie Weller, followed by Dakota Randall.
Hi, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to ask, obviously earlier this week, Demario Douglas expressed a little frustration with his lack of production in the first 2 games, and we saw him get a few more touches on the ball last night. What's kind of gone into getting him a little bit more involved on the offense?
I think just finding plays for Pop. I mean, he's a dynamic player. He's a really good route runner. He's quick. He's twitchy. And he's good with the ball in his hands. So we're finding more ways just to spit it out to him quickly, push him down the field, get him in the backfield, just one of our more dynamic players. So finding ways to get him more involved, and that's something that we tried to do last night.
My media to turn your camera on when asking a question if you can. We'll finish with 2 final questions. Dakota Randall and Karen Garigian.
Hey, Alex, with Ramondre fumbling in the first 3 games, how do you go about coaching someone like that to better protect the ball, but at the same time, playing like himself and not holding the ball too tight?
It's a fine line. Obviously, you can't fumble the football. That's number one thing is job security, is ball security. So now he's got a target on his back. So teams are going to see that. They're going to come after the football. It's drill work you do during the course of practice, and then just in an intense focus on it in the game, just making sure you're high and tight with the ball and 2 hands on the ball in traffic. That was an unfortunate one last night. That could have been avoided. Felt like we had trying to get something going in the run game, and then when that happens, you're like, oh, here we go. But I know he'll address it. I know he's proud about it, and then we've been really good so far on not giving the ball away, and that's an area again where he'll be better because of it.
Thank you.
Last question, Karen Guregian.
Hey, Alex. I'm just curious in terms of developing Drake, what you feel is the better course of action at this stage, him learning by watching or by playing?
I still think it's by watching. I think there's a lot to be learned yet. And that's where I'll stand on that. I think Jacoby is our starter, like Coach said. And until that changes, I think we got to do everything we can to get the starter ready to win a game on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
We all have